Hi everyone. Uh, Thanks, Gabriel, for the introduction. I think Max is not here today, so let me start with the presentation. So I will basically share a brief update on the most relevant things we are doing for RSK and for Reef. And of course, I won't have enough time to mention everything we are doing, so I will focus on the things that are happening mostly in the short term for RSK and Reef Technologies. And on those I find most interesting for the audience here to know and to hopefully get involved. That's something that's very, very relevant for us. Um, from the RSK side, there are two big projects I want to update you on. First of all, is the upcoming RSK network upgrade that is called IRIS. So briefly speaking, this upgrade brings new opcodes and new precompiled contracts for the RSK virtual machine. Especially breaching the small gap we have regarding compatibility with Ethereum, at least at the virtual machine level. And important improvements to the two-way PEG protocol that will make it more secure and will make its usage much more user-friendly. But there's other stuff that we hope to get included into this network upgrade. There is no defined activation block number for IRIS yet. However, we expect that to happen during Q1 next year. What we basically or what we need from you, from the RSK community, is that you get involved and bring any proposal you may have or any comments you have for this upgrade, so we can have a community discussion around the improvement proposals that are accepted for this upgrade. So you can see there on the slide the links or the link to the Meta RSK IP for IRIS. There you will find links to the improvements that are being considered. So feel free to add your comments and questions, and there is a deadline for this happening on December 20, so we can start defining and closing the scope for IRIS. Okay. So the other big project is what we call POPEG. POPEG, we've been talking about it a little bit. It's a new two-way PEG system that protects private keys in special purpose hardware devices or HSMs. So in a nutshell, these HSMs run an RSK SPV node, and they will only sign transactions if there is enough proof of work accumulated. So it makes it much more secure and allows for a significant higher amount of Bitcoins to be stored in the two-way PEG. This is something we've been working for some months, and also with very useful help from Adrian and his team. And we've been running a few of these proof of work HSM for some time now, and we are now ready to roll it out to the rest of the signatories. So it's a really exciting news for us. But we will be announcing this publicly very soon and sharing more details. But one of the things I wanted to mention here today is that we yesterday made the POPEG node source code public. So it's already available in RSK's GitHub repository, so that anybody can go and review the code and see how it works and make comments and everything. And very soon, I think this is happening today, we will have it also included into our bug bounty program running on HackerOne. So good opportunity for security experts and hackers out there to check this out. And last but not least for RSK, there are new mining pools like Antpool, BTC.com, Binance Pool, that have recently joined RSK doing merge mining and making RSK network more secure. And currently, RSK hashing power is between 50 and 60% of Bitcoin's hash rate, and we are also very happy about that. So going to Reef, next slide, please, Fran. So from the Reef side, there are also a lot of interesting things going on. On the previous ecosystem call, Alen Arancio talked about Reef Identity, which is a solution for sovereign decentralized identities. Basically, the goal of decentralized identities is that the user can create and control its credentials without the need of requiring authorization from centralized authorities. And the Reef team has already made available an MVP for this, for creating identities. We have the links here on the slide also. And they are planning to have our login ready by January, and it will make it very easy to integrate Reef Identity into websites. So we hopefully will have an update on this on the next meeting, but also it's really cool technology that's being released very, very soon. For Reef storage, the news is that the pinning service will be launched on testnet next week. And this will also include a Reef marketplace integration. And the goal of pinning is that you can be sure that the assets you store will remain permanent in the storage you acquire. And through the marketplace, anyone will be able to offer its storage as a service, and of course anyone will be able to acquire that storage services, paying with RBTC or Reef, at least for this stage in testnet. Hopefully we'll have other tokens supported in the near future. And so starting next week, it will be a great opportunity to test this Reef service on testnet before it becomes available on mainnet next year, probably. And finally, for Reef, a quick note on Reef gateways and Reef Lumino. I'm sure we will have more news on this in the next meeting, but the teams are working on releasing data triggers on January again. That will allow to trigger notifications from events that happen in the blockchain. So that's really cool. And the new Reef communication layer integration for Reef Lumino, for our payment service, also will be ready early next year, and basically moving away from Matrix protocol, which is kind of centralized, to a Lib P2P implementation. So that's very briefly exciting news for Reef. And next, Fran, please. And finally, and probably this is the most important thing I wanted to share today, we are moving all our technical discussions to public channels we've recently set up. So we've recently created an open Slack that you are, of course, all welcome to join there for any technical discussion about RSK, Reef, and Turinga technologies. And the IOB Labs research team has set up an open forum for discussions more specifically about protocols and RSK IPs. And so please, if you want to get involved, these are the spaces you need to be in. And also you can find the link to the Back Bounty program for RSKJ, for the new POPEC node and everything. And I think that's it. So thank you very much, and happy to answer questions later.
Thank you so much, Adrian.
Is it possible to ask just some couple of quick questions now, during the presentation, or do we want to not do that?
Yeah, so the idea is that we keep the time frame very tight, so we can close it in an hour. So if anyone has questions, you can send them on the chat, as I said before, or we're gonna have like a networking chat at the end once the event is done. So it was if you have any particular questions, please send them in the chat in the meantime. So thanks, Adrian. Very exciting to see all this innovation happening on RSK and RIF, and also the discussions becoming open to the whole community in this channel. Thanks, Fran, for sending the links.